time for all of them, so make sure you stay seated, especially little ones on laps. Keep them seated on that lap throughout the safari. Now we're starting in the Little Ituri Forest. The forest is home to some of the more shy and reclusive animals, as well as some of the thickest brush. Keep your eyes open for animals trying to hide out of view. I already see some bongos coming up on both sides of the truck. Large copper-colored antelope bongos get the nickname Goes to the Forest as they blend in well with their surroundings. Both male and female bongos have those large horns that spiral backwards, allowing them to cut through the thick brush in the forest with ease. Also on the right-hand side, way up on top in the very, very back is hiding an okapi. Large brown animal. Okapi are so shy and reclusive they weren't discovered by the Western world until 1901. Known for their black and white stripes on their legs that make it look like they have zebra stripes, but they're not related to zebras though. Okapi are the only known living relative of the giraffe. Also on the right-hand side, a lot closer to the truck, is a greater kudu, the second tallest antelope in Africa. Greater kudu stand about 5 feet at the shoulders. It's a female there because she doesn't have any horns. Only male kudus have horns with large spirals in them. There's actually some more kudu coming up ahead, straight ahead of the truck right now, kind of hiding on top of the hill up there. They're considered crepuscular animals, and that means they're only active in the morning and evening time. We're not doing too much right now. I'll point out any other crepuscular animals if we see them. Left-hand side across the water, and whole black rhino laying down. Black rhinos have a pointed and prehensile upper lip, perfect for pulling leaves off of trees and bushes here in the forest. Fully guarded, about 3,000 pounds, a black rhino can charge up to 35 miles an hour. We are pretty lucky to see a black rhino because they are so commonly poached for their horns. Even though the horn on a rhino is just made out of keratin, the same material found in the human fingernail. It's completely worthless material, really. But sadly, that poaching has reduced the numbers of black rhinos to less than 5,000 left in the entire world. Now we're getting close to the Safi River. Safi runs along the edge of the forest, and it's usually a great place to find Nile hippopotamus. Hippos are going to spend most of their time in the water, staying cool, and they can't hold their breath underwater for about 8 minutes. So look under the surface, hippos may be completely submerged. There's actually hippo out of the water, back to the right-hand side there. Rare sight to see during the daytime because hippos are nocturnal. Typically they come out onto the riverbanks at night when they'll graze in about 80 to 90 pounds of vegetation nightly.
Yeah. Oh. Cool.
Large gray birds on the island are pink-backed pelicans. Get their name after the light pink to their backs turn during mating season. The nest of pods ranging between 50 and 500 pairs. A lot of pelicans on the island. I was hoping to find a float of hippos, groups of hippos call it a float. So that one earlier and this one more here in the river. They're excellent swimmers, but most of the time hippos don't swim. They usually just walk along the bottom of the riverbed. It's a little easier, helps them conserve their energy.
This is over by the hippos in Animal
Also
Kingdom.
down in the river, some Nile crocodiles. Crocodiles bite strong enough to crush the bones of their prey with about 2,000 pounds per square inch of force. If you see any holding their mouths open, they're not waiting for food. They're actually releasing body heat. That's how they cool themselves off. On land, a crocodile can run at 10 miles an hour. Now speed up. My truck's only 8, so let's not stick around here for too long. When I mentioned how hippos are nocturnal, active at nighttime, well, crocodiles, they're the opposite. Diurnal, active during the daytime, like we as humans are diurnal.
What country?
Africa.
Africa.
Now to the right-hand side here in the clearing is a baobab tree. It's the nickname upside down tree since it looks like the roots point towards the sky. The baobabs just go leafless about 9 months out of the year. They can do so by storing water inside those massive trunks on reserve for periods of drought. But now we're coming up to one of my favorite views on the entire reserve, looking out over the Serengeti grasslands.
Whoa, look at that.
Grassland stretched for thousands of miles across Africa. And they're home to some of the most famous animals, like lions,
Yeah, they're just big
zebra,
kitty cats that can bite your leg
This
off,
is the wild
so
Africa
maybe.
we're all working so hard to protect. Out to the right-hand side, these large brown animals with the huge horns are Akoli cattle, also called Watusi after the tribe in Africa that first domesticated them. They are the only domesticated animals that are found on this reserve. Those horns max out around 6 feet long and 8 inches in diameter. They're actually not that heavy, as there's a honeycomb structure inside. Allows them to circulate blood through those horns, cooling them off like the radiator on a car. Around the left side of the truck, way in the very back, laying down in the shade along the rocks, pack of African wild dogs, also called painted or spotted dogs after their really splotchy coloration. Not doing too much right now because they're crepuscular, like those greater
If you
kudu.
could bet a lion, would you?
Yo,
But they are
I
the
said they were just
successful
big kitty
hunters on the
cats
savannah.
Oh,
that can bite your leg
Wild
off.
dogs will catch their prey more often than any other species out here, including the lions and cheetahs. Do so by working together as a pack to run their prey to complete exhaustion. Also coming up out to the left are some sable antelope laying down. They are the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Those four there are females as they have a light brown color to them. Males are going to be much darker, almost a jet black actually. Only one male sable in a herd though, with about 10 to 20 females, each giving birth to one baby a year. These Akoli cattle
We are
not
from
the
Upper
usual source of
Michigan.
Food in Africa. They're actually seen as a sign of wealth and status. The more cattle your family owns, the higher ranking in society your family is seen. We are coming up to this whole tower of Maasai giraffes. Group of giraffes called a tower. And Maasai's have really jagged edges around their spots, almost a lace-like kind of pattern.
well,
Tallest land animals on Earth, giraffes stand 18 to 20 feet high. Even at birth, a baby giraffe will stand 6 feet tall, as they need to be able to nurse from their mothers at that age. You see a few babies as part of this tower here.
Look at the
Someone
baby.
laying down, that's a pretty rare sight
Look at
as
the
well.
baby.
As giraffes do mostly everything, standing up,
Look at the
from
baby.
eating, drinking, sleeping, even giving birth. A baby giraffe's introduction into the world is a 6-foot fall from its mother.
No, I'm originally from Eau Claire, though.
30 minutes out of the day. Not even all at once, it's a few minutes here and there, adding up to 30 minutes. Well, the giraffes do have their really long necks. They actually have the same number of vertebrae bones in their neck that the human does. And that's 7. But their bones are just a lot larger than ours. They also have a lot larger tongues than ours, up to 18 inches long. And they're prehensile. Allows them to wrap that tongue around the branch of a tree to pull all the leaves off of that single branch. Tongues are also a purplish black color, thanks to an oil on their tongue that helps prevent them from getting sunburned.
Yay. You know how I like giraffes.
A coisa que eu mais vejo aqui é girafa. Eu quero ver lobo-guará, que é maior que a lobo.
Lobo-guará é lá em Brasil.
still got it. I just want to see a waiting finger.
Over the right-hand side, there's a springbok, small tan antelope with white backside, facing away from us, hiding in the tall grasses there. Springbok translates literally to jumping antelope. They can leap across the savannah, reaching heights
I
of
know.
6 feet high.
Took her forever.
The legs still cover across 11 feet long in one bound. Extremely impressive for how small springbok are. That one fully grown there at 100 pounds.
We are Animal Kingdom.
A lot of trees knocked down in this area coming up ahead. Good sign we're getting close to elephant country.
So was
Elephants
I.
will bulldoze down
What?
trees to get to the
Watching
vegetation that's on the top side of the
Oh.
tree. After giraffes do such a great job at removing all the vegetation off the undersides of the trees. With their 18-inch long, purple, prehensile tongues.
Tá muito quente. Isso.
I'm on a safari, telemarketer.
There.
African elephants are the largest land animal on Earth. Fully grown, they'll weigh between 11 and 13,000 pounds. Can run up to 25 miles an hour. there's one over to the right-hand side, way up on top of the hill. Now, since that's the only elephant we're seeing in the area, that means this is a male or a bull elephant. Males will leave the herd once they reach adulthood, which is usually around 13 or 14 years old. He goes off and lives the rest of his life in solitude, waiting only
It's
for mating
93 with
purposes.
very low humidity.
Not much of a better view from over here, unfortunately. Now the females, they stay in the herd their entire lifespan, about 65 years, raising the
How
young.
long do your phone?
I got
And
my
you know the
phone.
watering hole not too far
I know.
from here. There's sometimes a good place to find a
I
herd.
know.
So I think we're going to head over that way now, see if we can find some more elephant activity. Hopefully get some closer up views. There's some elephants near there. I forgot about this whole bridge here, though. Looks pretty badly damaged, so we'll take it poly-poly. That means very slowly in Swahili. It should be okay. Looks like we made it. Let's get out of here. We did find some red clay pits. Elephants occasionally eat red clay if they're not receiving minerals that they need in their everyday diets. There are some tusk marks there in the red clay and some elephant footprints.
They asked
Say
how
there's
warm
that
was
herd
it.
ahead to the left.
Hitting the wrong
Button.
Again, herds are just comprised of adult females and their young. Their childhood at 14 years, and the male leaves the herd. It's the second longest childhood in the animal kingdom. Second only to humans at 18 years. Elephants, they do have the longest gestation period of any mammal, though, with a 22-month pregnancy, giving birth to a 300-pound baby.
Pai, eu pensei que o elefante ia ficar aqui no meu lado.
Imagine being pregnant for 22 months.
Yeah, no.
Olha aquela árvore, tá?
Unfortunately, numbers of elephants are rapidly decreasing every single day due to humans poaching for their ivory tusks, as well as habitat destruction. There's an average of 96
Some
elephants out in
African
the wild
elephants over
every
there.
single day.
Oh, there's
Speaking
more.
of
Yeah.
300-pound babies, you can actually see there is a newborn baby elephant part of the herd. It's kind of hiding in the middle of all these elephants we see on this side of the trees.
Oh,
Not sure if we're going to get a better view up ahead here.
Nossa, eu ia fazer essa árvore.
I don't see him.
I don't either.
A lot of the habitat destruction is from mining for a mineral in Africa called coltan. Coltan is used in rechargeable batteries like those inside cell phones and laptops. So if you would recycle those batteries when you're done with them, and you can help save some of the elephant's habitat from your own hometown.
The water's so pretty.
Olha, ali tem um tronco. Olha que lindo. Olha, olha,
Coming up on the island to the left-hand side, some greater flamingos. Greater flamingos are the largest and lightest pink of all flamingo species. They're actually hatched gray, but after they eat lots and lots of shrimp containing beta-carotene, that's what gives them their light pink color after about a year of eating that shrimp. Right-hand side, Patterson's eland is the largest antelope in Africa. A male eland will stand 6 feet at the shoulders and weigh 2,000 pounds. Females about 1,200 pounds. Looks like 2 of these are females and 2 are juveniles. Even at that large size, an eland could jump straight up into the sky, 8 feet high from a complete standstill.
Oh my.
Pretty useful, and then trying to
8
escape
feet high?
their predators when attacked.
as árvores deles são meio...
On to the left-hand side, there's an ostrich there by that fallen tree. Largest bird in the world. Ostriches do have very large wings. They can't fly, though. But just because they can't fly doesn't mean they can't escape their predators well. Ostrich can run up to 40 miles an hour with their long, powerful legs. Just past that ostrich, we see those large mud pits. Mud pits like these are sometimes a good place to find a white rhinos. They'll coat their skin with the mud to protect themselves from the sun, like a natural sunscreen for
A
them.
gente tá vendo...
Although rhino skin is thick, it is sensitive as well. also helps keep bugs off of them. Not seeing any rhinos near here, but we'll keep our eyes open to this area of the reserve.
Olha, pai, pai, um coelhinho.
Só eu vi ali atrás do matinho.
Era coelho.
Coming up ahead, just to the left of straight ahead of the truck, there's a cheetah laying down in the woods. Best land animal on Earth. Cheetahs run in excess of 60 miles an hour using their strong tail to help them balance at that high speeds. Helps them turn like the rudder on a boat. Cheetahs rely on their keen sense of eyesight to do their hunting, but they have poor night vision, so they are the only big cats that hunt during the daytime.
Ah, tá lá! Agora que eu vi! Putz! Uau!
Speaking of big cats, there's a large rock formation coming up ahead called a Kopi. Kopi rocks like these sometimes a good place to find a pride of lions. Female lionesses, they do all the hunting for the prize. They'll use the height of the Kopi as a vantage point to watch out for their prey. While the females are out hunting, male lion stays back watching the cubs and protecting the territory. The lions, they are inactive for 16 to 20 hours out of the day. Do all their activity in the evening and nighttime, making them nocturnal. So we'd be pretty lucky to see a lion right now in the middle, warmest part of the day. Over to the right-hand side, there's those white rhinos we were looking for earlier, way in the very back along the trees. Looks like a crash, but groups of rhinos call it a crash. White rhinos aren't actually white at all, they are gray, but we get the name from a mispronunciation of the term fight, meaning wide in Dutch, referring to their wide jaw structure, which is built for grazing in grassy fields down here on the savannah.
Aqui, ó, do outro lado, aqui, ó.
Another ostrich coming up on the right-hand side of the truck here.
Aqui, ó.
Doesn't look like we're getting any lion luck today, though. Like I said, they are nocturnal. Not only because it is cooler at night, but also
The big
lions
kitty
have
cats
great
were
night
sleeping.
vision about 6 times better than any
My
humans
picture
have.
focused on that picture.
Left-hand side, some warthogs walking around the top of the hill there. Largest burrowing mammal in Africa. Warthogs go back into their burrows, as seen here on the ground, and
Yep, that's
expose those
Puma.
sharp tusks out for protection. Although they are quite small, they do have short little legs. Warthogs can run up to 35 miles an hour. A couple more ostrich out to the right here by this warden's truck. There's those white rhinos again as well out to the right-hand side. Also coming up on the right on the ground, there's a nest of ostrich eggs. Seen quite a few of those ostrich today. Since they are the largest birds in the world,
Oh,
it makes
wow.
those eggs the largest eggs in the world. About 3 pounds each egg. Strong enough for human to sit on top of one.
I
without it
lost
breaking.
them again.
And they are communal
Lost them?
nests.
Yep.
Multiple females will share a nest together. All the ostrich we've seen today, I think there's been 4 in total. They've all been females, as they have great feathers and stand about 6 to 7 feet tall. A male ostrich will have solid dark black feathers and stand 9 feet tall.
A gente vai sair.
How long has it been?
We do see some
18
scimitar
minutes.
horned oryx coming up ahead.
Almost
Get their
19.
name after the shape of their horns resembles that of the shape of a scimitar sword. Top of the hill to the left-hand side, 2 of them laying down up there. Very well acclimated to desert climates, scimitar horned oryx can go 9 months without drinking any water at all during times of drought. They conserve water, but not starting to sweat until they raise their internal body temperature above 115 degrees. Right-hand side, a pair of yellow-billed storks. They're sitting on their knees right now. If they stood up, they'd be 3.5 feet tall, and they're carnivorous. They eat anything from snakes to fish to frogs to even other small birds, commonly swallowing their prey while it's still alive. Well, unfortunately, it does look like we're coming to the end of our safari. But I hope that seeing the animals and learning about their stories inspires you to take conservation efforts home. It can be as simple as recycling and reducing the amount of water and electricity that your household uses. Now, if you would like to support animals that are out in the wild directly, donate to the Disney Conservation Fund inside any merchandise location here at
Do we
Animal
want to
Kingdom.
do Rafiki?
When you do so, the Walt Disney Company will match your
Or donate
donation
some
dollar for
fast
dollar.
dinosaurs.
You'll also receive a conservation fund with a baby elephant on it. You can wear around the park today and take home as a souvenir.
Okay.
But if you want to miss dinosaur, that's
I don't
fine.
want to miss dinosaur.
For those wilderness explorers, you're traveling aboard Simba 1. S-A-M-B-A and the number 1. Simba 1. For those wilderness explorers, found on page 13 in your Explorer Guide.
Oh, wow.
Here at Kilimanjaro Safaris, we do not like to say goodbye as it is much too final and too sad. So we say Kwaherini, and that means go well. So Kwaherini, everyone. And Asante Sana, thank you so much for joining me again. My name is Kyle. Hope you come back and visit again soon. No two safaris are ever the same. The animals make sure.
We'll be back later.